The soundbox is closed and the back is trimmed flush. Then it's time to do the binding. Here's a look at some of that process. First, the sides need to be sanded flat. The guitar is held in a cradle as I cut the binding channels. The router can move up and down, allowing it to follow the dome of the top and back. Wood is removed for the cutaway tip binding. I make the binding by laminating layers of black and white veneer to a piece of ebony. Strips are cut from that, then sanded to the correct thickness for the binding. These are taped together and then bent all at the same time. On this guitar there is no purfling on the top, so the glue up is relatively straightforward. Tape is used as a clamp. I then bend, fit, and glue the cutaway binding. Then it's time to work on the back, starting with fitting the purfling. The two sides of the purfling are mitered together to create an almost invisible join. Once the ends of the binding are fit, I can go ahead and glue. The cutaway binding on the back has to bend in a compound curve due to the tight radius of the back dome. To accomplish this, I first bend a wider piece of ebony to the shape of the cutaway. Ervin has a useful jig which cuts the vertical curve into the binding stock. A piece of black-white purfling has to be bent on edge using a slot cut into the bending iron. This is then glued onto the binding piece. Next, I cut miters into the purfling already glued on the guitar, then fit the purfling of the cutaway. Then I fit the binding and glue it in. Now it's onto the cutaway tip. I miter in a piece of purfling, tacking it in place with a small drop of CA glue in the center. I then cut miters into the binding and fit a piece of ebony. Once everything is fitted, I glue it in. The binding is then scraped down, and then we can see how we did.